So talk to me about how sometimes you were even the intimacy coordinator in some of those sexier scenes. Like we saw you.
That shouldn't be happening, by the way. I just want to be clear that you should not be the intimacy coordinator. You should definitely hire intimacy coordinators, which we did have.
Well,
thank goodness.
You were teaching Justin how to pull you in.
Where have you seen this?
I was browsing Reddit and I saw a post talking about Blake and Ryan's latest PR work, a Facebook post on the Weird History page. 20 photos claiming Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are too pure for the internet. That was the headline, that was the take, and pretty much everyone collectively burst out laughing. Because if there's one thing the audience is not doing anymore, it's falling for the same recycled PR bait they've seen 500 times before. You don't even need to be a PR expert to clock what's going on here. This is the playbook, sentiment turns, public opinion shifts, the court documents pile up, the narrative gets away from them. So what do Blake and Ryan do? They throw a filter on a couple's photo from a simpler time and pretend everything's fine. They post like it's 2014 and we haven't all seen the court documents, the deposition quotes, and the behind-the-scenes power grabs that shattered their entire brand. That Weird History post? It's not labeled PR. There's no smoking gun proving someone got paid to push it. But it doesn't have to be. Because the entire structure of the post is textbook damage control. 20 images carefully selected to remind the internet they're a fun, flirty, down-to-earth couple. The kind of content that's designed to erase context, to hit reset, to drown out the noise of a scandal by flooding the feed with affection and nostalgia. But here's the problem. The audience isn't stupid anymore. They've caught on. They know that when Blake Lively is getting dragged in comment sections, when her husband is eerily quiet on social media, and when legal filings are making their way across TikTok, that's when the couple posts roll out. Always when the fire is already halfway up the stairs. The timing is predictable. The pattern is obvious, and now every post comes with an internal timestamp that screams desperation. This photo drop was no exception. Blake and Ryan looking cute by the pool, a soft smile here, a hand on the leg there, pregnant belly, swimsuit, sunglasses. It had all the ingredients, but none of the intended effect, because instead of distracting anyone, it ignited a new wave of mockery that cut through the PR haze like a chainsaw through tissue paper. Deluluville, one comment said. One person just flat out stated, she tried to ruin a man's life because he wouldn't let her take over the story while playing pretend at recess. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's not a smear campaign. That's the summary of her own legal case, paraphrased for anyone paying attention. She clashed with the director over creative control. When she didn't get her way, the public narrative shifted, and what followed was a wave of media coverage, legal filings, and over 1,000 pages of documentation. And now she's posting like none of that ever existed, like the internet didn't already read through every word. Weird History calling this couple too pure for the internet is like throwing a confetti party at a crime scene. The audience isn't just over it. They're actively offended at how dumb Blake and Ryan still think they are. Every PR move is insulting. Every curated post just confirms that neither of them understands the power shift that's already occurred. The audience isn't consuming. They're critiquing. They're tracking. They're screenshotting. They're archiving. They remember how Blake had Justin and his family in the basement at the premiere. They remember how Justin gave interviews about abuse prevention while Blake sold soda water and hair serum like she was running a Coachella booth. They remember the timeline. The posts, the sudden shifts, the desperate product drops, the awareness stories that came only after fans called her out. None of it was forgotten and none of it was forgiven. But what people are really tracking now is the gap. The space between what Blake is posting and what Ryan isn't. Ryan hasn't posted Blake once in 8 months, not a birthday post, not a Valentine's Day throwback, not even a repost of her product launches. Ryan Reynolds, whose entire brand was once built on trolling his wife lovingly, has gone completely dark when it comes to Blake Lively. That's not an oversight. That's a calculated absence. That's a man drawing a line, and that silence is deafening. Think about what that means for a second. They're a married couple with 4 kids. They're in the middle of a federal lawsuit. They're supposed to be a united front, and yet Ryan won't post her on her birthday. He won't acknowledge her existence on social media. The woman he's legally married to, the woman whose legal team is fighting for her reputation, and he's treating her like a stranger on Instagram. That's not normal. That's not just a choice not to engage with social media, that's a strategic decision to distance himself from her at the exact moment she needs him most. While Blake keeps posting throwbacks and curated content to signal everything's fine, Ryan is making it very clear that he's no longer playing along. He is disappearing from the narrative without making a sound. And people are noticing. They're connecting the dots. They're asking what it means when your own husband won't acknowledge your existence on social media while you're being dragged through federal court. The answer is obvious. It means he doesn't want to be dragged with you. The PR machine keeps churning anyway. Weird History didn't post that article by accident. Maximum Effort didn't deploy that photo by coincidence. These are moves. Calculated decisions made by a team that's starting to realize the game is over, but can't figure out how to stop playing. So they keep posting. They keep throwing out content. They keep trying to remind the internet that Blake and Ryan are fun and cute and down to earth, and nothing bad happened, and there's no lawsuit, and Ryan definitely loves his wife. Because look at this pool photo from the past. Everybody saw the power moves. Blake didn't just want a starring role, she wanted control. People clocked what went down on set. They saw how she pushed Justin, how Ryan backed it, and how both of them played the game like nobody would notice. But the internet noticed. And whatever version of them existed in that photo, that couple doesn't live here anymore. Now, every time they post, it backfires. Every curated moment feels like a cover story. The audience feels it, the comment section calls it, the internet clocks it. The only ones still pretending this is working are Blake, Ryan, and whatever PR dinosaur keeps telling them to smile through the fallout. Blake thought she could reset the story by returning to the beginning, but she forgot the audience already saw the ending. And now every post isn't just a distraction, it's a reminder of how out of touch they really are. Every throwback they post isn't nostalgia. It's a paper trail of panic, a curated cry for help wrapped in good lighting and borrowed intimacy. Every couple photo they drop is less about love and more about optics. Two people playing happy while the glue holding their marriage together is PR money and carefully engineered silence. And Ryan's silence? It says more than Blake's entire Instagram archive ever could. And the internet? It's not looking away. It's documenting, archiving, and annotating because once you've been manipulated this many times, once you've read the receipts, once you've seen behind the curtain, they don't get to ask for trust. They don't get the benefit of the doubt. What they get is surveillance, public, permanent, and relentless. That's the shift they still don't get. The audience isn't passive anymore. They're not followers, they're witnesses. And they're not just watching, they're waiting. And they're never going to let Blake and Ryan rewrite the story without pulling out the footnotes.
That's my opinion!